Relax, I didn't need it to become a Klan rally. What's up, everybody? Sarasota. I didn't come up with that. You were all very uncomfortable with that. This is the Sarasota crowd. You are amazingly good-looking people. This is a very good-looking crowd. Some of you. This is, no offense. You're absolutely beautiful. And sir, you must be very rich. Like you're the richest one here, you know what I'm saying? Your name is Juan Sarasota. Honestly, looking at you. It's a good crowd. And then, of course, I'm not going to make fun of you, sir. Yeah, eat. No, don't pay attention. You look like you know where El Chapo is right now, and I'm going to leave you alone. Cargo shorts, good to know. I'm just scanning the crowd. I'm checking you out. I've never been to Sarasota. This is my first time, and it is very hot in Sarasota. It's changed your life hot. It has made me rethink my life. I am gonna atone for some sins. Because if I can't stand Sarasota heat, there is no way I'm gonna make it in hell. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. This is hot. It is not okay hot. Some of you look like you're close to dying right now, and you should probably change your ways. Find some Jesus, or at least Joel Osteen, or whatever you guys watch down here. More like a 700 Club crowd, I don't know. It's good to see. And I was surprised by Sarasota. I was surprised by some of you people. I had this stereotype in my mind. We stereotype you too. And I was shocked. I walked in here and I saw 2 people wearing masks in the back. Good for you. Good for you being responsible, especially in a state like Florida, being responsible and realizing there's still a pandemic. Thank you so much for you two being responsible. And honestly, out of everyone here, I hope you two get COVID, because here's the thing. If you're so responsible, why are you here? This is a super spreader event. Stay the fuck home, okay? Stay the fuck home. If you're so responsible, stay home. That's all I'm saying. That's like pulling out when the bitch is already pregnant. What's the point? I'm gonna get canceled in Sarasota. I'm gonna get canceled. I didn't count. I didn't say for this. This isn't for me. And you probably shouldn't take medical advice from a guy wearing a bathrobe. I'm so sorry. I'm just comfortable. I'm a comfortable person. Thank you so much. It's actually, I stay comfortable because I will never be as beautiful as you, but I will always dress comfortably. You see how that's done? That's what happens when you don't have money. You have to actually learn how to talk to women. You see that? You see that, how I had to make something up and make her feel good about herself? I'm just wearing about, I'm comfortable, I'm out here, I'm comfortable. And it's so crazy how we still judge in 2023. We're judging. People are judging based on the way you look. It hurts my heart. I was actually outside last night and I saw a homeless person and people acted like he didn't even exist because he didn't matter. And it hurt my heart because we still judge in 2023. And I'll tell you how I know. He asked everyone for change as they walked by. And this piece of shit homeless guy did not ask me for change. He thought I was homeless too. I walked by, I was like, you're not gonna ask me for change? And he looked at me and was like, it looks like it's been tough for you too, buddy. Like, and I explained to him, I'm actually a well-off comedian. I've traveled the world, I make a lot of money. He was like, oh man, can I have some change? And I was like, no, you're white, you've had opportunity. And I kept walking because reverse racism works on the poor. That is how that works. I don't write the rules. That's the thing, I'm not the write the rule person. I just like to get to know people for who they are. You know, what's your name, sir? Tom, Tim, Steve, Mike, Mark, Larry, Barry, Gary, Stan, Dan, Rick, Nick, Dick. What is it? Mick! I was close. Do you have an accent? Do you also have an accent, Mick? You have an accent. Where are you from? England! Go back to your country. No, okay, that's how. I love saying that to white people. You can say that to them too, you know what I'm saying? English, they're the reason the world is fucked up. I just want to let you all know, they're the reason. It's literally their fault. It's the English people's fault. It's not me. Watch The Crown. Have you ever seen The Crown on Netflix? Blame Meghan Markle. It's not my fault. That's nice, Mick. I love that. I feel like I can do that with almost anybody here. Tom, Steve, Mike, Mark, Larry, Barry, Earl, Sam. Guess his name. I want everyone in the crowd. Guess his name. Someone guess his name. No. I'm gonna be honest, the way you said Dave was racist. It didn't come from a good place. You were like, Dave, you piece of shit. What is your name, sir? Billy! You know why that's funny? I threw out all these stereotypical white names and you were like, no, whiter. You even said it. He even said it like I should know his name. He's like, Billy. Like he said it. See, the thing about it is my name is Tehran. That's why I care about names. My name is Tehran, like the capital of Iran. Yeah, that's exactly the response I was expecting. Zero. Nothing. I'm a black and Iranian guy in the United States named Tehran. Why? Why would my parents do that to me? Did they look at me and think black and Iranian, not enough oppression? Were they like black and Iranian, go? Like why? Did they want to make sure I never got through airport security? Was that what they were hoping? You don't understand what that's like, Billy. Every time you go through airport security, they probably just wave you through. Every time I go, colonoscopy. You understand? They search everything. It's Pride Month for me every month. My parents named me Tehran. My Iranian father named me Tehran in the United States. My black mom, this close to naming me Compton. I swear to God. Swear to God, why? That's why I like to get to know people, Billy. That's why I like to get people's names and their stories, because I have a unique story. I'm not just black and Iranian and my name's Tehran. Fuck my life, fine. On my father's side, he's the Iranian one. My Iranian immigrant father, his family is Muslim and Zoroastrian. My grandfather, Muslim. My grandmother is Zoroastrian. On my mom's side, she's black. My grandfather was Baptist. My grandmother, who's still alive, is Jewish. Oh, do you understand I was circumcised 14 times, bitch? These aren't jokes. This is my life. Do you understand? When I hear Shabbat Shalom, I go like this and run. I go like this and run. Thank God I'm half black, Billy. If I was half Chinese, there'd be nothing left. Okay, that was inappropriate. Stop Asian hate. That was inappropriate. What I'm saying is I like to get to know people's stories. Billy, what's your last name? Billy Trotta? Oh, your life has been so good. You don't even get pulled over by the police, do you? When you get pulled over, you just high-five the cop and drive away. Billy Trotta. Oh my God. And where are you from originally? Boston. Wow, you just keep getting whiter. Amazing. Billy Trotta from Boston, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Trotta from Boston. And your parents, did they also have such Caucasian names? Greek, what are their names? Bessie and Robin. Bessie and Robin. That's amazing. See, this is what I love about America. For all the things we complain about, this is still the best country on the world. This is the best country where a person named Tehran and a guy named Billy can have a conversation like two human beings and get to know one another. This is Billy Trotta from Boston. Parents' names Bessie and Robin. Billy, what's your social security number? No, I'm kidding! We're about to all commit credit card fraud, I swear to God. Have a conversation, get to know people. That's what it is, that's what it's about. We're all in this together, I just wish we knew. Being half black, half Persian, it's exhausting. It's like a full-time job. I do a full-time, every day I wake up, I have to protest. Since I was born, I just wake up protesting. I wake up with a protest sign. Black lives matter, Persian lives matter, Jewish lives matter. The one time they said build a wall around the Mexicans, I was like, good, finally, someone else. I'm tired of that shit. And then I went and protested for them too. Not that you're Mexican. I don't want to assume that you're Mexican. Where are you from, sir? Where's your family from? Mexico? Okay, here's the thing. I'm trying to break stereotypes, sir. Work with me. Okay? You could have said anything. We would have never known. And I'll tell you something. Mexicans are good people. Mexicans are good. I play basketball with a group of Mexicans every Saturday. Sábado. I'm learning. Sábado. Love them. Good people. Good people, Billy. They're good people, but they suck at basketball. It's just not their thing. It's not their thing. You know what I'm saying? You've never turned on Telemundo and it's like, Jose Garcia, para tres. It's just not. It's not what they do, you know? Because you're all short. You know that. You're all short. You're all short. Cinco de Mayo, 5'5". You think that's the date? No, that's their height. That's literally how tall they are. They're all short. But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something about Mexicans that always makes me feel good, is how family-oriented you are. You make everyone feel like you're part of your family. They're part of your family. Mi casa es su casa. That is how they felt about Florida, Texas, California. You can't say that shit to the English. You can't say that to the English. But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something, Mickey. I'll tell you something that the Mexicans do. They make you feel like family by giving you a nickname. Everyone gets like an O at the end of their name, and it becomes like you would be Miquito, Billyito. They give a nickname, Carlito, Miguelito, right? Even they gave me a nickname, Puto, and it's so nice. Because I walk up and they're like, hey, puto, pinche negro. Why are you here, ese? Good people. We're all in this together. We protest. I'm telling you, I've been protesting so much. I was protesting, and I understand, like, I was protesting a couple years ago when the pandemic was actually happening. Take your masks off. For Black Lives Matter. And you know what surprised me? During Black Lives Matter, the country, everyone keeps saying it was divided, and I say it was united. People came together. People I didn't expect showed up for Black Lives Matter. It was places like Sarasota used to even care about Black Lives Matter. They put signs in their window in the businesses that said Black Lives Matter. And it really meant, don't break our window. But it was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see. And what made it even more beautiful is the people that showed up that I never expected. The Billies of the world showed up. Not Mick. Mick stayed the fuck home. But Billy showed up. The Billies of the world showed up to Black Lives Matter protests, and it was amazing. And you know what I learned, Billy? That there's nothing more annoying than a woke white guy. You guys are fucking annoying. Woke white guys are annoying as shit. I went to one Black Lives Matter protest, and there was a woke white guy, Billy, no offense, but he looked exactly like you. Because no offense, all of you look the same to us too, and there was a woke white guy, a Billy-looking white guy at the Black Lives Matter protest wearing a Malcolm X shirt, quoting Martin Luther King, and then telling me what we need to do as a black community. The white guy was telling me what we need to do as a black community. He was too woke. At one point, I looked at him and I was like, you know what, Billy? All lives matter. And I walked away. I was tired of his shit. I was tired of his shit. And to be honest, I don't know why you're laughing so much, ma'am. Do you know what's even more annoying than a woke white man? Woke white women. Shut the fuck up. Every single Elizabeth Warren in the country showed up to Black Lives Matter protests. They just started showing up. And they were annoying. When Karen becomes Carol, there's no stopping her. When the Karens become Carol and they start caring, there was no stopping them. They were showing up and they were so concerned. They had never heard of racism before. It was the first time, and they were so affected. They were so affected. Oh my God, I'm so sorry racism happens to you. It's so disgusting. Racism is so disgusting. Can I touch your hair? Listen. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna speak to the manager of racism. As a white woman, I'm going to speak to the manager of racism. The manager of racism? Bitch, do you mean your father? You can just talk. Talk to Mick, he's right here. Mick's probably the nicest guy. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. If you need help, just wink, okay? All I'm saying is the woke white women, they affected us. They showed up to the Black Lives Matter protests, and when we were marching, they were so involved, they even started marching faster than us. They started marching faster than the black people at the protest. I didn't understand. I was turning to my friends like, Jamal, hurry up. We have to catch up. This white bitch won't slow down. We need to walk faster. I don't know. I think she's trying to get steps in her Fitbit. I don't know what she's doing. We can't let her beat us. The woke white women showed up. And they couldn't just be there. They had to take over. They became white women of color. And they became involved. And once they became involved, they started taking control. Yes. They took control of us the way they do you and your marriages. I watched Dateline. Half of you are gonna end up murdered. All I'm saying is this. The white women showed up and they became involved, and they took control, and then they started organizing Black Lives Matter protests. And that's when I stopped going. I used to go to every protest, and not just because I'm half black, but because I'm a human being, because I believe in the American principles of liberty and justice for all, and most importantly, this was during the pandemic. All the nightclubs were closed. This was our fucking party. We were having a good time. We were having a good time. I can admit it now, the statute of limitations is up. We were having fun. And then the white women started organizing Black Lives Matter protests, and that's when I stopped going. When white women started organizing Black Lives Matter protests, I stopped going. But not because I didn't want to go. The protests just kept getting earlier and earlier and earlier in the day. White women wake up early as shit. There was this one white woman organized a Black Lives Matter protest Sunday at 8 a.m. Sunday at 8 a.m.? I called her. I was like, hey, on Sunday, Black lives don't matter till noon, bitch! I'm not waking up at 8 a.m. to go protest on a Sunday, especially not during the NFL season, I'll tell you that shit. During NFL Sunday, the only Black lives that matter play for the Buccaneers. That is how... I'm kidding, they don't. They're not gonna win. But the point is this. Don't blame me. Blame Tom Brady. I said what I said. What I'm saying is, we all stay here together, and the thing is, we should be patriots, all of us. All of us should be patriots. All of us should be patriots. But we get divided so easily. We were divided over something as simple as a black little mermaid. There was a little mermaid, and they decided for her to be black, and the country lost its mind. And I couldn't understand that. I was like, why wouldn't you want Little Mermaid to be black? And someone was like, well, what if they did a movie about Martin Luther King and they made him white? And I was like, but Martin Luther King was a real person. This is a Disney princess. We'll all be fine. And then I went and watched the movie, and I realized there should have never been a black Little Mermaid. Because I didn't believe the shit. I watched the movie and it was just unbelievable. Not the part about her being a mermaid or Ursula or any of that, the dancing crab. No, the fact that a black woman would stay quiet for this long. Despite all the shit that she was going through, she just kept her mouth shut. I could not believe that shit. I'll tell you that right now. If nothing else, she should have been like this the whole movie. The whole movie, she should have been like this to the prince, to Ursula, to her dad. Okay. So then I started rethinking about all the movies that I've always insisted should be black, like James Bond. Why is there no black James Bond? Idris Elba would make a great James Bond. Yeah, until I went to Europe. And then I realized that would never work. Europe is full of mix. James Bond is supposed to be a spy. He's supposed to fit in. Do you know what a James Bond movie with a black James Bond would be like? It would be 4 minutes long. This is the whole movie. We have to get James Bond right. Oh, there he is. He's the black one. Get him. That would be the end of the movie. That would be the end of the movie. It would be 5 minutes long. Roll credits. Inclusivity doesn't mean we have to change things. It means we have to make room for new things. And that is something we should all do together, is make room. And I look at the world today, and honestly, as much as we think it's bad, it looks good. The world is actually a much better place than it's ever been. I was actually reading the news recently, and you know what I realized? I realized I miss Trump. I miss Trump! I miss Trump! I said what I said. I miss Trump. Because the country's become boring as shit. It's so boring now. It's so boring we're paying attention to 5 rich guys lost in a submarine they should have never been in. That is how boring the world has become. When Trump was president, we paid attention to everything. I'll tell you something, my Twitter hasn't ever been as good as when Trump was on Twitter. That was amazing. You didn't know what was gonna happen. On Monday, Kofefe. On Tuesday, grab her by the pussy. You didn't know what was gonna happen. Every day was a new day. I don't even pay attention to the news now that this new guy's president, the Biden, I forget his name. He's so boring. For all the bad things that Trump gets blamed for, let's remember the good thing. Only because of Trump, Only because of Trump. Can we all agree that it's a country? Only because of Trump that all of us paid more attention to the United States government than we ever did in the history of the United States? We have never paid this much attention to the government in our lives, ever. I know everything about the government. Impeachment, I know everything about impeachment. Billy, I can impeach you. Do you understand? I know everything. We never paid this much attention. Why do we all know who the 14th Eastern Congressional District Representative of the state of New York is? Why do we, the average American, know who AOC is? None of us should know who AOC fucking is. Only because of Trump. If you're so smart, who was the person before AOC? You don't fucking know. No one knows. I Googled it once, and even Google was like, I don't know. Nobody knows. Why do we all know what Mitch McConnell looks like? Why do we, the average American, knows what Mitch McConnell looks like? We never knew what he looked like before. We never knew what he looked like before. Mitch McConnell had been a vampire for 3,206 years, and none of us knew what he looked like. And now I can point him out in a crowd. He looks like you, sir. He looks like you. You look like Mitch McConnell. Why do I know that? Why did any of us ever watch a presidential debate? Because of Trump. We never watched a presidential debate before Trump. Let's be honest. When everyone else ran, we didn't watch anything. We watched one president throw a shoe. We didn't watch anything. When Obama was around, I didn't even pay attention. I was like, he's good. I didn't even care. But as soon as Trump showed up, I started watching every presidential debate on television. I'll tell you the first one I ever watched. 2016, there was a presidential debate. There was a guy named Marco Rubio, another person whose name none of us should know. He showed up, and then Trump was there, and Trump just showed up to the debate. I don't even think he was invited. His podium didn't even match the other podiums. He brought his own podium. He showed up with his own podium, and he just started talking. And then Marco Rubio got mad, and he said something to Trump, and Trump said something back. And on television, Marco Rubio turned to Trump and was like, yeah, well, that's why your hands are small. And on live national television, Trump turned around and said, yeah, but that's why my dick is big, motherfucker. Oh, my God. I lost my mind. I was like, oh. This was the best rap battle I had ever seen in my life. From then on, fuck a Mayweather fight. This was pay-per-view. And I'm talking about 2016 election, not 2020. 2020 election didn't count. 2020 didn't even count. That wasn't even a real election. People no one voted for Biden. People either voted for Trump or against Trump. I'm talking about 2016. 2016, that was the election that counted. That was when everybody became a professional economic, political expert. When people were like, well, I did research, and you did research? Do you mean Google? Did you Google, Tom? Do you think your Google works better than my Google? We all have the same Google. Your Google, I Google, we Google, you Google, 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 we Google. And then Tom would turn and be like, but you know what this country needs to fix its economy? What, Tom? You work at Walgreens part-time. What do you think? Maybe you're an expert. Maybe you know. Everyone became an expert. 2016. And I'll tell you who I liked in 2016. Unpopular opinion. I like that Bernie Sanders guy. Yeah, I did. And it's not even because of what he said, because I couldn't understand shit. It was just his energy. I just like when he would get on stage and he'd be like, and I was like, yeah. And he was like the DMX of politics. Get at him, dog. And I was like, yes. Not 2020. 2020, Bernie looked like he was about to die. 2016. 2020, remember he was cold? He was always just cold. I miss 2016 Bernie. That energy, it was amazing. Because people wanted Bernie the same reason they wanted Trump. We're just tired of the fucking system. All of us together, we're tired of the system. It doesn't work for any of us, but it works exactly the way it was intended, to keep us all apart. But they didn't let Bernie get to the finals. They had Hillary Clinton, the wokest white woman of all. And we all understood how she got to the finals. She knew all the refs. She gets all the calls. She got to the finals, and they got rid of Bernie. And the thing about Hillary Clinton was, I just never liked her. I wanted to like her, I tried to like her, but I couldn't. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was her tuxedos, I don't know. Just something about her. But I understood why she got there, you know? And especially as a person of color, they try to make all of us think that we should like her, especially if you were black. They were like, oh, Hillary Clinton, of course you like Hillary Clinton. She's one of you. She's just like you. She has hot sauce in her purse, just like you. She has hot sauce in her purse, just like her husband fucks fat white bitches, just like yours. She's one of you. I tried, but I just couldn't like Hillary Clinton. But I understood why she got there. She had the resume. She had been in the White House. She had been a senator. She'd been a diplomat. She spoke to the country. She killed Epstein. She did. She did everything you're supposed to become president. She made it to the finals, but Trump also made it to the finals. The underdog billionaire. The guy who's just like all of us. He showed up to the finals. And I remember they were gonna have a presidential debate, and that to me was the best thing ever. This was the Hunger Games. There could be only one. I grabbed my popcorn, I paid attention. The whole nation paid attention. Allow me to set the stage. Hillary Clinton, lifelong politician. She spoke to the nation. She was articulate, she was intelligent, she had a plan. Trump was crazy. Trump would say crazy shit. Trump would be like, build a wall around Mitt, build a wall around him, he's British, build a wall around the Mexican. You know what, white woman, shut the fuck up, build a wall around her too. He would just say crazy shit, and all of us would be like, build a wall, build a wall. His craziness was infectious. We all got on board, build a wall. Then Hillary Clinton would come back out, she would rush back on stage and fix her tuxedo, and she would take out her PowerPoint and start pointing at things on her agenda. And Trump played politics like you played blackjack. He would say something crazy and then double down. Build a wall, Kofefe, grab her by the pussy, and you know what? I keep top secrets at home. What? Now, Hillary Clinton would come back out, and she would be appalled. She was appalled. She would say the name of the country he mispronounced correctly, and once again try to speak to the American people. And before she could finish, Trump would rush back on stage and be like, yeah, but what about the fucking emails, bitch? And we all went crazy over emails that none of us cared about. Why do we care about government emails? Because Trump can do that. He can make us care about the uncareable. We were like, yeah, where are those emails, bitch? Like she was her ex and this was her text and we needed to go through her text. Why do we, the American public, care about government emails? I didn't even know government had their own emails. I thought they all used Hotmail like all the pedophiles. I don't know. Why do we care? And then before Hillary could say something else, Trump would be like, yeah, what about Benghazi? And all of us would be like, Benghazi, what about Benghazi? But none of us even knew where Benghazi was. Even people in Benghazi didn't know where Benghazi was. People in Benghazi used to walk around like, where are we? No one knew. But Trump had the power to infect us all. And now, all I say is we need someone new. Maybe a half Persian, half black guy named Tehran in a bathrobe. To infect us all with that special kind of crazy. Because the truth is, as long as gas stays around $4, we don't give a shit. Honestly, if it goes down under $1, bring back slavery. That is America. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what divides us even more. The news. The news divides us. And I don't care what news it is. MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, Billy, whatever you watch. It doesn't matter. It divides us all because the truth is right wing, left wing, same bird. We're in this together. It doesn't matter, but the news divides. Can we agree as a crowd that only because of the news, that none of us would never, ever, only because of the news, we would never, ever fly to Malaysia ever. Do you not watch the news in Sarasota? Every time you turn on the news, a flight to Malaysia disappears every time. And they're so nonchalant about it. They're just like, flight 757 to Malaysia, gone. Back to you, Bob. No, Bob, what the fuck happened to flight 757? They never tell you. They never tell you. I didn't even know where Malaysia was because I'm a good American. And to every good American, the world looks like this. This big map right here, USA, USA, USA. And then above us is maple syrup and Drake. We don't give a shit. Honestly, we don't know why we don't own them. We don't know. And then below us, Taco Bell, Brazilian butt lifts. We don't give a shit. We don't know. And then over here is Europe, where we go and find ourselves every summer. And we don't bomb them. And then the rest of the world we bomb. We don't give a shit. We just bomb. I didn't know where Malaysia was, but I Googled it. And the images looked amazing. But if I won free tickets to Malaysia on Price is Right, I'd be like, no, Bob, I'm never gonna go. Are you out of your mind? Every flight disappears. 7 flights last year, 3 flights this year, 1 flight disappeared less than a month ago. But none of us pay attention, huh? You know why you don't know? Because the news thinks it's more important for you to know who Pete Davidson's sleeping with, or how big Kim Kardashian's ass is at all times, and what Kylie Jenner may or may not wear to the Met Gala next year. Unimportant shit. We've never found out what happened to anything in Malaysia, and the people on the flight are gone. I don't want to make a joke out of something so serious. The people on the flight are gone, and my heart goes out to all the people at home who don't know where their loved ones are, and none of us care enough to find out because we're told and programmed not to care. My heart goes out to all of them who don't know where their loved ones are. But Billy, do you know who my heart goes out to more than all of them? There's this guy who lied to his wife and said he was going to Malaysia for the weekend for business, but instead he went with his side chick, his mistress, to Vegas. Guys, he can never go home. Do you understand? His alibi has disappeared. It is gone. His alibi, we've all lied to our girls before. Mick, you're an idiot. That's when you're supposed to lie. That's when you're supposed to lie. Even the rich guy was like, put your hand down. Put your hand down. All I'm saying is this, America, we're in this together. My father is an immigrant from Iran, came to this country with nothing, and he loves the United States. He loves the United States, and to be honest, everyone here is an immigrant of some side. Unless, Billy, your last name was Runs with Wolves, you're an immigrant too. My father came to this country from Iran 30-some years ago. This is his home. He loves the United States. 30-some years he's been in this country. And you know what, Billy? Every year, his English gets worse. I don't even understand. I don't understand how that's possible. All he ever says to me is, Tehran Von Ghasri-1½ That's all he says. He has the worst accent ever. But you know what made him love the United States more than anything else? Watching basketball on television. He felt a part of the NBA, and I'll tell you who he loved. He loved the Los Angeles Lakers. Loves the Los Angeles, and I'm not talking about LeBron James Lakers. I'm not even talking about Kobe Bryant, rest in peace Lakers. I'm talking about Magic Johnson and the Showtime Lakers. I know you're against them, Billy, because you're a Boston Celtic, but you understand it was part of history. Magic Johnson, he's amazing. He's a legend. He's a legend, Magic Johnson. My father loved Magic Johnson. And so I had an opportunity just to show him where I was in life, Last year, I surprised him, and I took him to Magic Johnson's birthday party. Yeah. So we're in the car. He has no idea where we're going. The whole ride, he's being so immigrant. He's looking at me. He's like, Tehran, why are you not doctor? The whole ride. Tehran, why are you not doctor? The whole ride. Tehran, if you're a stupid, why not at least chiropractor? Something. Be doctor. The whole ride. And then we show up to the birthday party, and he sees all these famous people, and he sees Magic Johnson, and he loses his mind. He's like, oh my God, Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson. I'm like, yeah, why you not doctor, huh? Because he's not a doctor either. And everybody was there. Beyonce was there, Jay-Z was there, Oprah was there. Oprah, I thought we were all gonna get cars. You get a car, you get a car. It was amazing. All of a sudden, my immigrant father, shy. He doesn't want to come in, he doesn't want to sit down. We were supposed to sit next to Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan. My father wouldn't even touch the chair. I'm like, Baba, sit, Baba, sit. He's like, no. When they bring out the cake and everyone's singing happy birthday, my father wouldn't sing. Everyone's singing. Rihanna was there. Beyonce singing along, happy birthday to you. I'm like, sing. No. Happy birthday to you. I'm like, sing, Baba, sing. Happy birthday, Magic Johnson. Finally, I'm like, you're my father, you must sing right now. At the very end, my father looked and was like, happy birthday for the you. It was so cute because I'd never seen my father act like this. And then he did something I didn't expect. He got up and he walked to the corner and he stood there alone, embarrassed and out of place. But I'll tell you something. Magic Johnson, who's a billionaire. Magic Johnson, 5-time champion. Magic Johnson, who's one of the owners of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Magic Johnson, cut the cake up into little pieces himself. And then Magic Johnson, all these famous people in the room, Magic Johnson walked over to my Iranian immigrant father, alone, embarrassed and out of place, at the door, handed him a slice of cake and said, thank you, sir. I appreciate you for being here. And that is how I feel about America. That is how I feel about all of you. Billy, thank you. I appreciate you for being here. Sir, I appreciate you for being here. Mick, fuck you, Mick. No, I'm kidding. I appreciate you for being here. My father, he just grabbed the cake and stood there like a statue. He didn't say a word. Magic Johnson, such a good guy. He stood there for a couple minutes and then looked at me, looked at my father, looked at me again and gave me a head nod like, hey, I understand. And he walked away. Now, I've never seen my father speechless, and I don't cry. I'm a man. I never cried. Toxic masculinity. I've never cried in my life. Even when I was born, I didn't cry. I was born, I was like, what? Like, I don't cry. But I had, like, water in my eyes because I'd never seen my father speechless before. Immigrant parents are always loud and proud and obnoxious. They're the life of the party. For him to be shy, for him not to have something to say, for a living legend, someone he's looked up to my whole life, walk over to him and say, thank you, sir. I appreciate you for being here, and handing him a slice of cake. And my father standing there like a statue. It felt like forever. And I'll never forget what he said when he finally spoke. I'll never forget what he said. He looked me in the eyes, holding this cake that Magic Johnson just gave him, and he said, Tehran, don't eat the cake. The cake has AIDS. That's what my father said about this cake. I was like, Baba. He's like, what? Why you think I don't want to sit down? You want me to sit in the AIDS? He has AIDS. I watched the news. You want me to sing Happy AIDS? What's next? Usher's gonna hand out herpes cupcakes? I'm not eating nothing. I'm like, Baba, you can't say that, Baba. What's wrong with you? He's like, what's wrong with you? Don't you know Obama doesn't even care no more? We're gonna get AIDS. I was like, Baba, you can't say that, Baba. You cannot get AIDS from a cake. Baba, you cannot get AIDS from a cake. And my father just looked at me and was like, oh, you cannot get AIDS from a cake? How do you know? Did you become a fucking doctor? Like, okay. I gotta go, Sarasota. My name's Tehran. Thank you so much.
Tehran Von Ghasri, ladies and gentlemen.